Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. It is finally here. After 2 years in the making, the HHP app is launched and ready to go. I am so excited. There's been so much blood, sweat, and tears put into this. I wanted to make this something where you can go to right at your fingertips to do wherever, whenever, to integrate a holistic health, wellness, energetic, and spiritual lifestyle. Whether it be on-demand videos, live stream classes, events. We have our community page for us to all interact with one another. We have the shop of holistic products. We have programs right at your fingertips. If you need one-on-one coaching or healings, right there as well. You can literally just click and set it up with yours truly. I'm also bringing on professionals from other industries to come in and speak to us about these certain things like astrology, human design, our functional integrative medical doctors, all different aspects of health, wellness, spirituality right at your fingertips. And you can do this wherever, whenever. I'm so excited for you to be a part of the community. I will see you inside. And guess what? You get a 5-day free trial. Try it out. See if you like it. Cancel whenever you want. I will leave the link in the show notes, and I will see you inside of the Holistic Human Performance app. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw Vitale, and we got a solo episode today. I have just been getting the push to update you all on my pregnancy, how it's going, my life, because I was getting the intuitive nudges that a lot of people need to hear this, because I feel like it's not particularly spoken about a lot. And, you know, in regards to my own health history, for those of you who don't know, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor. I was told numerous times by different doctors that it would be potentially hard for me to get pregnant. And actually, I literally 2 months after I got married, I naturally conceived. So that was amazing. I can't say there wasn't fear around that. I didn't really believe it. Like on a soul level, I just didn't believe it. And so there's been so much that's been coming up for me. I just want to take a deep dive into kind of like fertility and pregnancy and kind of like women's health and how it pertains to energetics and like spirituality. And I'm going to bring you through I'm currently, as I record this, in my second trimester, which I'm feeling a hell of a lot better. First trimester was a doozy. I was not getting I didn't have morning sickness, thank the Lord, but I still kind of do have food aversions. Like there were specific smells that I was like, bleh, gross. Like I would open up my refrigerator and be like, ew, like I don't want to eat anything. I'm a foodie. Y'all know I love my food, good food, quality food, of course. However, I just have not been vibing with food. Like I just don't, I have to remind myself, like, you need to eat. Like you should probably eat something. I'm not vibing, digging, thinking of food. So that kind of sucks. But what I will say is, okay, let's start here. This is where I'm being guided to start. My journey with my menstrual cycle, I was never, ever, 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 ever on birth control. Ever in my life. I'm so grateful to have a mother who was like, hell no. we're not doing any of that. I see so many, I mean, the research is out there, guys. Like, any doctor who is, and listen, everybody has free will, you have choice. I see so many issues post birth control. And you may not have an issue with your first pregnancy, but you might with your second. You like it may come on later. We don't know. Your hormones may get totally skewed. And a lot of people don't realize that when you come off of a contraceptive, it takes about a year for your body to like detox that out, to regulate and balance your hormones. And that is if you are really doing the work. Like if you are checking, there are 4 phases to your cycle. I've heard 5, but for we'll say 4. 4 phases within that cycle time, and each phase requires different energy, different food, different timing for things, different intensities for exercise. I can't say that I abided by that when I was growing up. It was, again, we're just like not taught this stuff. So that's why I'm on here talking about this and I do what I do. And women's health has kind of just been like, it's kind of just like your cycle is like a man, which a man, you know, their hormones, they're higher in testosterone, obviously. Their cycle is a 24-hour cycle, as opposed to us, which is a freaking month long, and then there are 4 different cycles within that 30 days. Like, so from sunrise to sunset, like that's a man cycle. That's why they have that consistent energy. And unfortunately, this is shifting, but women are waking up now to the fact that we are not built to work like men. We have to honor our energies and our own energy reserve and who, like how our body actually is made. And our hormones are way more sensitive than men's, and that is just a freaking fact. So when you take a look, obviously, at a female anatomy and how the hormones operate, how it connects to your pituitary gland, how it connects to your gut, how it connects to your thyroid, there's your liver. Like, if you're not flushing out that excess, the excess hormones, I mean, you have a major problem. And this is where when you overwork and you're, let's just say, you're just 9 to 5, and listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand that. But when your nervous system is completely dysregulated, you got a major problem, okay? And you're just operating on pure adrenaline and cortisol, and you will get to a point of complete burnout. And what that does then is obviously affects your hormones further. And this is where you can develop PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, cysts. Like, there are so many things that you can develop. So that's why it's important to teach girls when they're young about their bodies, about their hormones, about the phases of the cycle, how to eat. It starts in the home. It starts in the home. Let's get it together, people. Okay? It is way more out there than ever, which I'm so happy about, but this is very important. And again, like I said, I did not really, my mom integrated it, but I can't say that I was aware that there were 4 phases and in the cycle. And when I realized that, I'm like, what the fuck? And I was an athlete my whole life. So it's not like I could just like take off. Like it was like you have your period, great, you're still running. Like you're still going to do your thing. So it like there are these things that it's kind of like, yeah, we do push through, but also honoring what your body's telling you at the same time, nourishing it in a specific way. Sleep is crucial. Women need more sleep than men. It is just a fact. The way that our hormones are, the way that our bodies are built, we need more sleep. There's research studies out there on this. So, once I started to adjust my lifestyle to me, myself, my energy type, my body type, the way that I am, things started to shift in such a positive way because it wasn't just solely about the fitness, the food, and sleep, which are basic foundational things. it now moved up into your mental and emotional state, spirituality, energetics, which all plays a role. And this is my core messaging and core teachings. Now, being told, and really at the time, like I was seeing this OBGYN that just didn't even, like something happened to her where she was cool. And then all of a sudden there was this flip where she would just like, every time, are you on birth control? You really need to be on birth control. And I was like, get away from me. Like I should have switched doctors, but it was once a year that I went to see her. So it was like, whatever. But it came to a point I was like, you are fucking annoying me. And whenever I asked, then she tried to tell me that, you went through cancer. You should really think by the way, like 27 years old, and she's telling me to think about freezing my eggs. I'm like, you are cracked out. No, thank you. So I was like, I'm not seeing you anymore. So that happened. And again, like I was never, ever, ever on birth control, which I am so grateful to have a mother that was like, no, we're not doing that. And just learning more about the female anatomy, women's health, like learning about the herbs that help our physiology, learning about different exercise type, which thankfully I have an exercise science degree, so that really helped me. So, as I go through this, right, I start to cater to my body, start to regulate my nervous system, and I just felt better and better and better. And by the way, I was diagnosed at age 20 with thyroid cancer, which plays a huge role. Obviously, there's a role for every organ in the body, but plays a huge role with your hormones, okay? So, I had to make that decision at that age, at 20 years old, to figure out a doctor who was going to be best suited for me. One was telling me I was going to have to go on radioactive iodine, get the whole thyroid removed, and be on medication for the rest of my life. And I immediately thought, like, I remember in that moment, hormones popped up into my head. And I was like, no, 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 no. I can't do that. I want to have babies one day. Like, that's just not an option. Second doctor, for those of you who know my story, I'll keep it brief. He told me half the thyroid. If you take care of yourself, you can function on 1/3 of your thyroid, no radioactive iodine, and no medication. I'm like, hell yes, this is it. Okay. So so I always have to be mindful of stress and nervous system regulation and my emotional body, my emotional component, my emotions in general. And for those of you who are into astrology and listen to that monthly astrology that I do with Jake Santoro, where he comes on, like I'm a Cancer rising, I am a Libra moon, and I am a Cancer sun. And so I'm a water sign. So that has a lot to do with my um, emotions and keeping those in check and being able, instead of like not harboring that, allowing it to flow, having the right tools to be able to let it flow out instead of create stagnancy there. And so this helped me tremendously, tremendously, the energetic work and these body-based tools tremendously to where I've gotten today. Now, fast forward, I got married in September and then I was pregnant in November. And I didn't realize how triggering it would be for me. Um, Again, you're not really taught about this, like growing up. Like you're expected to just get pregnant and then like you have 9 months to learn about this and then you have a baby and it's like your whole world changes. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So it was very overwhelming for me. And I have a science background. Like I want to know this stuff. Like I want to know what to do, how to act. So I had to really work on that perfectionism, that perfectionist mentality when it came to this, which I thought I put to rest, but it came back out to play during this pregnancy. And so really keeping my stress levels low, not working as much because I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do. For those of you who follow me, work with me, I'm very passionate about my work. And it's part of my soul mission purpose. So anyways, I had to really adjust the lifestyle, which is normal and what you really need to be doing, especially being pregnant. And slowing my roll, slowing down. It's also winter time right now, so it works, and I'm very happy about it. Um, Now, as I go through this, I'm going to tell you my experience because I know a lot of you will resonate with this. I go to my first appointment. I am 8 weeks pregnant, okay? And all of a sudden, so they do sonogram, and she's like, you have a fibroid. You have a very large fibroid. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I had no idea. And I'm going to let you know right now, I did not have any symptoms of this. Like, there were no like heavy periods where it was just like unbearable. The one symptom that I was getting were headaches around like day one, day two, day three. And again, like I've been doing so much work around that and they've gotten so much better, but it was so interesting how I'm like, oh shit. And then I'm doing like research on fibroids and I've worked with a lot of women who do have fibroids. It's really what it is like your muscle tissue and, like uterine lining that creates this uh like tissue called a fibroid, right? And it is predominantly created, 50% of women actually have this, and it is predominantly created based on your hormones. So if you have an imbalance in your hormones, which I'm assuming, again, this doesn't happen overnight. And it gets larger during pregnancy. So I'm grateful that we found it because now I know how to proceed, especially with my hormones and keeping those level. And I have like a whole game plan I'm kind of working on in terms of energetically, and we'll get into that. But food wise and things, I try my best, but pregnancy, like not really vibing with food too much. So I'm trying. However, when I started doing some research on this, and I'm like, there are so many women that have this. This is crazy. So, how do we balance our hormones? Okay. So, I've been doing some research on this. Nervous system regulation is key, 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 key. If your nervous system is dysregulated, it's going to put you in a state of fight or flight, and your hormones are going to go all out of whack. And then you're going to be in chronic stress, and you're like this daily, and it creates this whole internal just bomb going off. And again, being female, physiologically, it completely affects and impacts your hormones. And then how your internal anatomy is then manifesting physically. Okay, what again, this fibroid didn't happen overnight. This is built years and years and years and years. Much smaller. That's why I never knew I had it. And then pregnancy, because of the hormones, it grows. It feeds the fibroid. It's non-invasive. It's not a problem. It's nothing to be concerned about because I know I'm gonna heal this and I know it's just gonna go away. I'm like, what's the energetic meaning behind fibroids? Let me look it up because obviously that's what I do. And it is honoring your womanhood, honoring your female body and anatomy, honoring your feminine energy. And I'm like, yeah, I was very much in my masculine energy growing up. I can see this. Okay, makes sense. Because when you do that, I talk about this all the time, it sets off your physiology and it can create disease in any way, shape, or form over the years in the body. Doesn't happen overnight. This is over time. And so I'm like, So I work on I'm just doing a lot of work on my energy body. But yeah, that's pretty much so going to all these doctors because now I'm considered high risk. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is so triggering. And baby's healthy. By the way, baby is healthy, safe. She's good. She's golden. I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, I'm having a baby girl. Yay. I was so shook when I found out. I really did think I was having a boy, but that's besides the point. I was happy regardless. Happy, healthy baby. So I did have a plan where I wanted to do a water birth and it was going to be at a birthing center. Now, because I have it's two fibroids, one is very large and it basically I don't qualify to do a water birth. So that was like throwing a wrench in there. I'm like, fucking shit. So I was so upset about that. But then I did some work around that and I'm like, you know what? Like, this is the way that it's meant to be. Obviously, I can't force anything. I just need to find a really great OBGYN. And by the way, I did switch because I really wasn't vibing with the one that I was originally seeing. And now I found someone who I absolutely love. I found a midwife. I highly recommend as you're going through this you know, whether you're planning preconception, making sure, and I tell people this all the time, you're cleansing out your body, you're doing a detoxification. Your body's always naturally detoxifying, but assisting with that process. Castor oil packs, if you need any, I sell rosemary castor oil on the shop page. If doing packs on the abdominal area, if you have fibroids, cysts, any of that stuff, that will help. Um, and really harmonizing the body, decreasing your stress, no drinking, no drugs, just really bringing that, kind of eliminating that, eating healthy, and that will help you along your preconception journey and continuing into your pregnancy. I've always leaded and led a healthy lifestyle, so it was very seamless for me. That's why I teach people, like, do this as just habitual, like incorporate this lifestyle so that when you get to this, it's not like you're like, oh, I should start working out. Like, when you're pregnant, that's going to be really difficult. So just start beforehand, okay? It's never too late. It's never too late, but it does make it easier. Okay. You got to build the foundation. And then when you are pregnant and you are going through that, keeping your stress levels low, keeping your worry low, working on your energy body, like doing a lot of energetic clearing work, protection, and nervous system regulation, breath work, all those good things that help. And so yeah, that's pretty much been, it was very triggering for me. And I was talking with my shaman the other day when I went to get in healing, and he was like, you should do a podcast episode on this. I'm like, you are so right. So yeah, that's pretty much the update. But I will say it's been very, very, very triggering for me with my health history of going to see all these doctors. And I'm like, okay, Gena, like, it's fine. Like, you have these emotions. I honor them. Let's just let them rise and flow and move through the body. You're doing the best you can, and it's not like you're ignoring this. You know what's going on. Keeping my nervous system regulated, which, by the way, if you need um any of that, I have the 4-week nervous system regulation reset program, which has been tremendous for me personally throughout this process. And yeah, just being grateful, just being so grateful for the fact that I was able to get pregnant so easily and have a healthy baby. And even though it wasn't exactly what I wanted, I do have a birth plan. So if that is something that you just have no clue about, definitely start to learn about that, a birth plan. And again, like I said, it's not going to go your exact way. Let that perfectionism go. That's something that also came up for me too. Like what I said in the beginning, perfectionism just crept back up, and I was like, whoa, what's happening here? I cannot control every aspect. And so just having but being an advocate as well. Don't let anybody walk all over you. I do have a midwife that I am incorporating into my birth plan. You need someone to advocate for you. I will be creating I'll be typing up like a Word document, and I'll be printing it out for my husband so that he also is an advocate. It, let's just say, if like I am not, like, able to speak for myself, if I'm in too much pain and I just can't, I want to set the room, I want to set the tone. It should be a calming experience. Um, and just really doing a lot of investigation about who your doctor is, you don't need to go with your first OBGYN. Like it doesn't have to be that way. I would interview a couple, do consultations and see which one works for you. Which, by the way, I didn't realize that you could do a consult. I went to schedule with someone and I did my first appointment and I did not vibe with any of it. And what she told me when I said, hey, like I'm gonna be going somewhere else. I'm gonna interview someone else. Can you just send over everything you found, considering I was high risk pregnancy? And then they want to put me on baby aspirin and and I'm like, no, I'm not doing any of that. It just doesn't feel right. So I went to go see someone else. Her response, and this is divine, God's protection, not to be mean, but if you leave, you can't come back. Okay, thank you so much. I'm never coming back here and I'm giving you a 0 star. Thank you. Never in my life have I ever had a doctor say that to me. I'm not gonna say her name, but anyways, so yeah. And then it all worked out. I found somewhere where I don't have to go to a separate high risk facility. Everything is in one space. I have one doctor, I have my midwife, and I have my birth plan, and that is it. I'm also going to be looking into, um, I think it's called birthing hypnotherapy. I'm definitely intrigued by that because I want to learn a little bit more. My goal is a natural birth. I'm not so set in stone on it, but my goal is a natural birth, no epidural. So that's where I'm at. I'm almost, yeah, I think I'm almost halfway through. Yeah, halfway. So, I'll keep you guys updated on everything, but that's where I'm at currently. And so yeah, if you need any other help in regards to this and you're like, I need to talk to Jenna further, reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram. I have two different ones. My personal is at Jenna Bishaw or the business at Holistic HP. You can email me, check it out on my website, holistichumanperformance.co. You can also find everything in the app, HHP app, Holistic Human Performance, and join our community of amazing individuals who all want to thrive and get better each day and supportive. It's been so cool to see the community grow and expand. And actually, as I film this, in a couple of days, it will be HHP's birthday, 3 years. And man, what a journey it has been. I am so happy that I said yes to this adventure and this journey and just going all in and really following my soul's mission and purpose and just letting God guide me, having faith and knowing that this work needs to get out in the world and just hearing all the feedback from you all is just so heartwarming. I am so pure with what I put out in the world, and I really hope that you find that as well. And man, yeah, thank you all. And that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. That's the update. Pregnancy's been going pretty okay. My mom said to me the other day, she was like, and by the way, my mom had 5 natural births. She was like, you don't really have to lie to yourself and say that you love pregnancy. I'm like, okay, good, because I'm feeling that way. I don't really love this. I am so grateful, but it's been the body change is tough, especially when you're so used to like feeling good all the time and being in shape. And you just have to accept and know that the body is resilient and will always change. And yeah, that's where we're at. So let me know your pregnancy stories, your birthing stories, and kind of if you have more of a holistic approach and kind of what you did. I would love to hear about it. And if you need more one-on-one support, coaching, healings, holler at your girl. We could do like a 15-minute discovery call and just chat. So I would love to hear from you all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to review. That really helps the podcast get out there. So that's what I got for you all today. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one. Bye.